Now, if this is not my brother and my best friend, I'm going to keep his real name to myself. You know what I'm saying? But if this not my real detective brother, you know what I'm saying? And best friend, you know what I'm saying? Cousin, and everything else. If it's not his voice, then
we're stepping into a message that somebody out there needs to hear. You've been fighting battles in silence, carrying pain nobody sees, and dealing with people who thought they could play with your spirit like it had no value. But hear me clearly. God has been watching. God has been preparing. And God is about to flip the narcissist's entire world upside down. This is your moment, your clarity, your rise. Welcome back to another motivational video. Today I want you to take a breath, sit with this moment, and understand something deep in your spirit. You are not here by accident. You didn't click this video by chance. You're here because God has been preparing a message for you. A message that comes at the exact time your soul needs it most. And I'm telling you right now, lean in. Because what you're about to hear is not just motivation, it's revelation. You've been walking through shadows, through confusion, through emotional storms that nobody fully understands. You've been carrying weights on your chest, doubts in your mind, and wounds on your heart that you didn't ask for. You've been dealing with people, specifically narcissistic people, who thought they could twist your emotions, rewrite your reality, drain your energy, and make you feel small. People who played games with your kindness as if it made you weak. People who took your loyalty and tried to turn it into your prison. But hear me clearly. God has been watching the entire time. Every moment you cried, every moment you questioned yourself, every moment you replayed conversations in your mind wondering, was it me? Did I deserve that? Could I have done something different? No. You didn't deserve that. You didn't earn that pain. You didn't invite that manipulation. And the very fact that you're still standing, still breathing, still striving, still trying, proves how powerful you are, even when you didn't feel powerful. See, narcissists think they run the show. They think their lies are strong enough to rewrite truth. They think their arrogance can drown out your intuition.
My daughter's name is Madeline. Madeline is...
They think their charm can blind the world and leave you doubting your own reality. But God is the author of truth, not them. God is the one who sees behind closed doors, behind fake smiles, behind the schemes and the shadows. And when God steps in, when God says enough, the entire story changes in a second. You've been walking through what felt like a dark chapter, but God was writing a plot twist. You thought you were losing, but God was setting up a reversal. You thought the narcissist was winning, but God was letting them build their own trap. God never lets manipulation go unaddressed. God never lets cruelty go unchallenged. And God never lets his children be broken without raising them stronger on the other side. I need you to understand something. Your silence was not weakness. Your distance was not cowardice. Your quiet healing was not defeat. Your stepping back, your refusal to argue, your decision to walk away, that wasn't weakness. That was God pulling you out of a battlefield that he intended to fight for you. Because some battles aren't meant to be fought with your hands. Some battles are spiritual. Some battles are fought in realms you can't see. And God said, stand still and watch me work. You weren't abandoned. You were protected. You weren't rejected. You were redirected. Every time the narcissist tried to break you, God was building you. Every time they tried to confuse you, God was clarifying you. Every time they tried to drain you, God was restoring you. This season you're stepping into right now, this moment, this shift, is where God takes everything the narcissist did in the dark and flips it into light. This is the season where masks fall off, where lies collapse, where truth rises, where God exposes what was hidden, reveals what was disguised, and brings justice to what was ignored. You might not see it yet, but the shift has already begun. God is turning the wheel. God is flipping the script. God is shaking the foundations of the one who thought they could misuse you and walk away untouched. And the most powerful part, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to chase revenge. You don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to explain your story. God is your justification. God is your defender. God is your witness. God is your restoration. You survived what was sent to destroy you. That alone is proof that God has plans for you that no narcissist can cancel. You grew in silence. You healed in private. You rebuilt piece by piece, even when nobody knew what you were going through. And God is about to honor that. God is about to elevate that. God is about to bless that. There is a moment, an appointed time, where God says now. And for you, that moment is approaching. When God flips their world upside down, he lifts yours up. When God exposes them, he reveals you. When God removes them, he restores you. So hear me. Your story is not over. Your heart is not ruined. Your future is not compromised. You are stepping into a season where your peace returns, your strength multiplies, your clarity sharpens, and your spirit rises. And the narcissist who once thought they had power over your life is about to learn that God had power over theirs the entire time. And let me tell you something else. There comes a point in life where God doesn't just heal you from what happened, he educates you through it. He turns your pain into perception. He turns your heartbreak into holy wisdom. He turns your confusion into clarity. You start seeing people differently. You start hearing their intentions behind their words. You start recognizing manipulation before it even reaches your heart. That's not trauma. That's discernment. That's the gift God gives survivors. That's the vision he places in those who walked through fire and came out carrying light. See, the narcissist thought they were teaching you a lesson. How to doubt yourself, how to question your worth, how to lower your standards. But God flipped it. God used their chaos to teach you how to walk with him. He used their deception to sharpen your intuition. He used their betrayal to strengthen your boundaries. The narcissist thought they were breaking you, but God was building a version of you that intimidation can't touch, gaslighting can't confuse, and emotional games can't control. You became wiser, stronger, softer in spirit, but harder to manipulate. You became someone who can spot a liar by the way they breathe, someone who can sense danger before it speaks, someone who isn't impressed by charm but is anchored in truth. That's what growth looks like after pain. That's what transformation looks like when God's hand is on you, and the narcissist cannot stand that. They cannot stand the fact that you rose. They cannot stand the fact that you healed. They cannot stand the fact that the version of you they tried to destroy ended up becoming the strongest version you've ever known. But let me make this clear. God's justice doesn't arrive quietly. No. When God decides to intervene, he shifts the spiritual atmosphere. He rearranges the equation. He flips what's upside down and flips down what's pretending to stand tall. The narcissist's entire world, built on lies, inflated by ego, supported by false confidence, is about to shake. Because anything not built on truth cannot survive the hand of God. Anything rooted in manipulation cannot stand when God breathes on it.
Weak erections? Check out this chewable mint.
You know you don't have to come all the way to the pharmacy to get your scripts, right? There's a more private...
Anything constructive.
Man, you know, I wanted to say your initial, but you know what I call you. But man, I see your mama, you know what I'm saying? Miss Jackie, you know what I'm saying? And man, I'm gonna tell you, it's a lady out there named Shannon Yvette, you know what I'm saying? I could have swore, you know what I'm saying, that was Jackie's old self that was married to Tex, your daddy, your stepdad. Now, that right there, you know what I'm saying, if you ever pull up Shannon Yvette, you know what I'm saying, Ministries, it's a lady look just like your mama did when we was young, Jay. You know what I'm saying?
On pride cannot hold when heaven applies pressure. And that pressure, it's coming. That pressure is the moment when their charm stops working, when their audience stops believing them, when their lies begin to contradict each other, when their masks fall off at the very moment they need them most. And while they scramble to maintain the illusion, God is lifting you up in silence, in strength, in peace. The same peace they tried to steal from you is the peace God is restoring, multiplied, overflowing, undeniable. But listen closely. Your rise starts in the heart. It starts when you finally understand that your worth was never based on how someone treated you. It was never tied to their approval. It was never dependent on their validation. You were worthy before they recognized you. You were chosen before they tried to diminish you. You were protected even when you didn't feel it. And you were destined even when they tried to distract you from your purpose. When God flips their world, you won't even have to witness it, because God isn't trying to entertain you. He's trying to elevate you. He's trying to move you forward, not pull you backward. He's trying to grow you, not get you stuck watching karma play out like a movie. Yes, justice will come. Yes, truth will reveal itself. Yes, consequences will fall exactly where they belong. But your role is not to watch the fall. Your role is to rise. Rise into your calling. Rise into your peace. Rise into your identity. Rise into the version of yourself that the narcissist never wanted you to discover. See, people who try to diminish you do it because they sense your power. They see your greatness. They feel your light. Narcissists don't attack the weak, they attack the strong. They drain the generous, they target the compassionate, they manipulate the loyal, because those are qualities they lack, and those qualities threaten them. Your heart scared them, your integrity exposed them, your spirit unsettled them, your resilience annoyed them. You were everything they couldn't be, and instead of growing, they tried to break what they couldn't match. But here's the truth they could never escape. You were chosen, you were covered, you were protected, and you were never alone. God walked with you through every silent night, every tear-filled prayer, every moment you doubted your strength. And now God is walking you into a new season, where everything that was taken is returned, everything that was confused becomes clear, and everything that was broken is rebuilt stronger than ever. The narcissist's world is flipping because God is removing the blockage in your life. God is clearing the path.
Prices all around are going up and not slowing down. But at Aaron's, you can get peace of mind by locking.
God is lifting the weight. God is cutting ties you were too loyal to cut yourself. God is shutting doors you were too compassionate to close. God is ending cycles you were too hopeful to walk away from. And God is doing for you what you would have never done for yourself. He's protecting your future from the very person who endangered your peace. This next season of your life will not look like the pain you survived. It will not resemble the chaos you endured. It will not echo the confusion you navigated. This next season is where your confidence returns, where your glow comes back, where your mind becomes sharp, your spirit becomes steady, and your heart becomes whole. This is where you step into alignment, into purpose, into clarity, into power. Because God is not just flipping their world, He's elevating yours. Now I want you to hear me clearly, because this is the part that changes everything. The truth is, the narcissist never really had power over you. They only had the illusion of it. They thrived on fear, doubt, and insecurity, but none of that was your fault. You weren't weak, you weren't naive, you were human. And being human meant that sometimes you felt their blows more than you should have. You felt their lies more than you deserved. You carried their manipulation on your back like it was your responsibility. But here's the thing. Responsibility does not belong to the person who controls you. It belongs to God, and God has been orchestrating a plan from the beginning. You see, while they were busy thinking they were building a kingdom of control, God was busy building a fortress around you. And the walls of that fortress aren't made of flesh and stone. They're made of resilience, faith, wisdom, and divine protection. Every time the narcissist tried to undermine you, God was strengthening your armor. Every time they tried to shame you, God was renewing your confidence. Every time they tried to drain you, God was replenishing your energy. That is the power of a God-directed life. The narcissist may have been loud, but God was silent. They may have been bold, but God was patient. They may have thought.
If anybody studied the Bible and studied God, Denzel Washington did. If anybody can say they God and look in the mirror and say they God, Denzel Washington can do it. You know what I'm saying? Denzel can do it. You know what I'm saying? And Jay can too. You know what I'm saying? But that's who I'm listening to. You know what I'm saying?
They were winning, but God had the final say, and now the time has come. That moment where God flips the entire table, that moment where the narcissist's lies begin to unravel, that moment where their charm collapses under the weight of truth. That moment where every plan they made in darkness begins to crumble in the light of divine justice, and you, standing on the other side, won't even have to lift a finger. Because God is faithful, and His timing is perfect.
If you can't quit the P word, I want to let you know that Scripture tells us that successful men are often.
You might be wondering how long it will take. You might be asking, when will they finally get what they deserve? When will the balance be restored? And here's the answer. God moves in His own time, and His timing is not your struggle. You do not have to orchestrate their fall. You do not have to plot revenge. You do not have to waste your energy trying to explain yourself or prove your worth. All you have to do is trust, walk forward, and let God work. Because the beauty of divine justice is that it does not miss. It does not delay unnecessarily, and it is far more satisfying than anything you could imagine. Meanwhile, while God is arranging their downfall, you are rising. Every tear you cried is turning into clarity. Every sleepless night is being replaced with peace. Every doubt you carried is transforming into confidence, and every scar, every wound, every betrayal is becoming a testimony that cannot be erased, ignored, or denied. That is your power, that is your victory, that is the evidence that you are standing in alignment with God's plan. And here's the thing about narcissists, they can only operate in chaos. They can only manipulate when there's fear, uncertainty, and control to be exploited. But when you step into God's protection, when you rise in His strength, when you align with His truth, chaos no longer touches you. Their manipulation bounces off you. Their lies cannot penetrate you. Their games fall flat. And they start to realize too late that everything they built on deceit and ego was never strong enough to hold against the hand of God. And while they scramble, while they panic, while they struggle to maintain the facade, you walk away in peace. You walk away knowing that God has everything under control. You walk away knowing that the person who tried to dim your light is about to be exposed. You walk away knowing that the very world they tried to manipulate will witness their collapse. And you walk away knowing that your life, your spirit, your destiny is intact and more powerful than it's ever been. Let me remind you of something else. God does not just flip the narcissist's world for revenge. He does it for restoration. He does it so that your energy, your peace, and your joy are protected. He does it so that you can step fully into your purpose without distraction, without toxicity, without manipulation. He does it so that you can be free to live your life in alignment with your calling. That is the beauty of divine intervention. It is not cruel, it is just. It is not petty, it is purposeful. And it is always on time. You may be feeling impatient right now. You may be wondering why it hasn't happened yet. But let me tell you something you need to hear. Timing is not delay. Timing is preparation. Timing is God's way of making sure the lesson lands, the revelation comes, and the outcome is perfect. Every moment you've waited, every trial you've endured, every heartache you've survived, it was all preparing you for this moment. And when it finally arrives, you will see that every second of patience, every ounce of faith, every moment of restraint was worth it. And when the narcissist's world finally flips, it won't be your doing. You won't have to convince anyone. You won't have to explain the truth. You won't have to justify yourself. God will reveal what needed to be revealed. God will expose what needed to be exposed. God will rearrange the pieces in a way that leaves the manipulator with no choice but to face the consequences of their own actions. And in that moment, you will see clearly that all along, you were never the problem. You were never the one at fault, and you were never powerless. So rise. Rise above the manipulation. Rise above the doubt. Rise above the pain. Rise above the lies. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are not just healing, you are ascending. And you are not just witnessing God's justice. You are living it through your own peace, your own power, and your own restoration. Remember this always. The narcissist thought they could break you, but God had other plans. They thought they could control your story, but God was writing the ending. They thought they could dim your light, but God was igniting it brighter than ever before. And now, as they scramble, as their world flips, as truth and justice rise, you stand on higher ground, untouchable, unshakable, and fully aligned with the one who never fails. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your rise. And the narcissists, well, God will handle them. You just keep walking, keep trusting, and keep shining. And now, I want you to take a deep breath and really listen, because this is where it all comes together. The truth is, what you've been through has not been wasted. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you question your own worth, God has been using it. He has been shaping your character, strengthening your spirit, and preparing you for a level of peace and power that the narcissist could never imagine. And the most beautiful part, you don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to strategize. You don't have to fight back. God is moving and his timing is perfect. The narcissist may still be walking around thinking they have control, thinking that their games are still working. But here's the reality. They are building their own prison. They are sowing seeds that will sprout consequences in ways they cannot predict. Every lie they told, every manipulation, every act of betrayal, they thought they were winning. But God has a way of taking every strategy born out of ego, pride, and cruelty and turning it against the one who created it. And the best part? You are not involved in the chaos. They are trapped in their own design while you rise in freedom. You must understand this. God does not just flip the narcissist's world for punishment. He flips it to restore balance, to bring clarity, to deliver justice, and to elevate his children. Every time they tried to drag you down, God was building you up. Every time they tried to confuse you, God was revealing truth to you. Every time they tried to steal your peace, God was returning it tenfold. And now, the stage is set for divine restoration. The pieces are falling into place and the dominoes are beginning to tip. You've been through fire, and fire purifies. You've been through storms, and storms strengthen your roots. You've been through betrayal, and betrayal sharpens your discernment. You've been through pain, and pain has revealed the depth of your resilience. And God, in his perfect timing, is about to turn all of that into triumph. The narcissist's schemes are about to collapse, but your life is about to expand. Their lies will be exposed, but your truth will shine brighter than ever. Their chaos will be revealed for what it really is, but your peace will remain unshaken. And here's the thing, the narcissist thrives on control, on fear, on intimidation. But when you align with God, you step outside of their system. You stop playing their game. You stop feeding into their drama. You stop giving them space in your mind and energy in your soul. And that's when the shift happens. That's when God says it's time. That's when the scales tip. That's when their illusions begin to crumble and the reality of their actions becomes undeniable. You might be tempted to watch, to wait, to hope they fall in a particular way, but you don't have to. Your job is not to orchestrate justice. Your job is to live in alignment with God, to walk in your purpose, to honor your journey, and to let him handle the rest. The beauty of divine justice is that it doesn't miss. It doesn't delay unnecessarily. It doesn't require your involvement to be effective. God sees, God knows, and God acts. Your rise will be quiet but undeniable. You won't need to announce it. You won't need to justify it. You won't need to explain it. Your peace will speak louder than their lies. Your confidence will overshadow their attempts to manipulate.
Miss Jackie, Tex, Denzel Washington, Jay, you know what I'm saying? The family, you know what I'm saying? The family, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, y'all the only ones can call me crazy, because I know y'all don't mean it. When it come out of the mouth of my boys, I know they don't really mean it, you know what I'm saying? They ain't telling that to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? My boys, for real, you know what I'm saying? That's what my sons is, you know what I'm saying? My son, you know what I'm saying? Mason is my son, you know what I'm saying? Mighty Adam's son, you know what I'm saying? Gog and Magog is God of gods, and that Mighty Adam, God of gods, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Jay, man. Thank you. Shit, thank you. And here goes Shirley, you know what I'm saying?
If you got hit, even as a passenger or in an Uber, you would need to try this.
You're better than them. Yes, I said it and I meant it. You're better than them.
Now that's Shirley right there. Okay. Might as well put to
Who
one
am I
and
speaking
Kathy
about?
in
For a
her
lot of
too,
you,
know what I'm saying?
from a very early age, from before you even had your first memory, you don't realize that you had certain energies competing with you, certain energies that were jealous of you.
During that time,
Okay. And certain people in your life have always projected, oh, you think you're better than people, oh, you're arrogant, or you this, and really you didn't do anything. I'm talking to a group of people who truly have the heart of God. Are you perfect? Absolutely not. We've all made mistakes. We've all fallen short. We know this. We don't got to go back and forth about this. For those who are chosen, we get it. We never been even aiming for perfection. We just been aiming to know God. That's all we've been aiming for. But some of you have people who projected these things onto you because they want to keep you low. Because that's how they look at you. They look at you like you're better than them because you are. You have a spiritual superiority. It's just like, see, people don't never want to keep it a buck. We're going to keep it a buck over here on Pretty Boss TV. This isn't about what sounds good. This ain't about what people want to hear. This is about the truth. And again, my channel is for the real ones, for the real chosen ones. So we're going to keep it a buck around here. Anybody who not real and chosen, they might not resonate. We don't care. This is not for y'all. Please click off. All narcissists exit left, sociopaths exit left. All y'all dark tribe people, y'all can exit wherever you want to go. This is not for you, baby. We're not here to soothe and pamper you. We people please. No more. Okay, y'all days is done. Y'all time is burnt. You're out of here. But think about this. Let's talk about the GOAT. The real GOAT. Stephen Curry. Shouts out to him. Okay. I love Kobe. That's my number one. That's who I grew up with. Rest in peace, Kobe. But I'm just talking about the current environment. To me, Curry, just period, point blank, right? So let's say somebody was to say when Curry was growing up, like he literally was probably the best person ever, like all the time around him, whether he was in elementary school, middle school, high school. By the time he got to college, I remember I went to college. I started at Georgia Southern, and they came and played us. Me and Curry, similar age, so they came and played us. I remember that game. That was before he entered the NBA. So I'm pretty sure he's been like the best in his whole environment, his entire life. Like he was better than other people at basketball, right? So a lot of you who this is for, there's a relative truth to that. Like you can be better at things, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But people that have hated on you, that have told you, oh, you need to be humble, you need to be this. These are people that have been intimidated by you and you ain't even been doing nothing. You're somebody who truly has humility, not fake humbleness. That would never come out your mouth. But you somebody who really got a heart of God. You somebody who really cared. You somebody who even has the ability to really introspect. And this doesn't mean that you've never stepped out of pocket. Sometimes even the most humble of people can get lost in the sauce. You can get outside of yourself. Sometimes none of us are above temptation. None of us are above any of these things. But I'm talking about you in general. I'm talking about your overall character. You've been made to be low because you just being yourself. You just shining. You just being naturally intelligent. Some of you were born intelligent. You were born like that. You have people that's trying to take credit for your success, for how you naturally are. No, God made me like that. And it's funny, it's so funny, this made me think of my daughter. But I encourage, us chosen ones know how to encourage other light workers and star seeds. We're not going to do them like how the people before us tried to dim our light, because they just only came out of darkness. So when the light comes, they're going to think, oh, this person's better. That's a projection. So they're going to say, oh, you think you're better than people. Oh, no. You know that I'm better than you because you're a dark soul. You're a dark witch. You have not the love of God in you. You are manipulated, right? So of course these people are going to try to project on you. But what this ends up doing is it makes you lower yourself. It starts making you reduce yourself. And then you get to a point where you really supposed to be shining. You really supposed to be popping, but now you're an adult and you have these programs. Oh, you did it. And you're operating below the level that God created you to perform at. You're meant to shine. What did God say? A lamp is meant to be on a table stand. It's not meant to be hidden. You're meant to be on top of the table stand. So some of you have had people in your life that have projected things onto you because of what they lack. And the thing that we're talking about is you have light. These people do not. We're talking about something deeper than playing basketball. We're talking about something deeper than academics. We're talking about something fundamentally that these people do not have. And instead of learning, instead of integrating, instead of realizing like maybe this person is around me to help me get some of those qualities, they projected onto you and they wanted you to lower yourself so that they can just even sit in a room with you. Okay?
My husband used to ejaculate prematurely until this.
My hubby is ejaculating so fast, and when he gets so anxious about it,
You are meant to shine. This is the time to put your chest up, put your head up. Don't let nobody tell you about yourself. It's been long enough. You have humility. Humility is when you know God. And when you understand that you're not above anything, everything that's happened in your life and the things that haven't happened is by the grace of the Most High. It's by the grace of God. Okay? Some of you have been through worse things than even some of these people, but you still didn't turn out like them. You still have your heart. You still have light. You still have love. Some of these people are projecting onto you just because you have love, family. You have God. You have light. You have love. Truth. These people have not the truth in them. These people have not love in them. These people are full of darkness. Again, I did a video about that. Check it out. I'll pin it to this video. Okay. But with that being said, just understand that a lot of those things have been projected onto you. And some of you who it's like you don't want to shine. Like